Hey everybody, Julia here. Today I have a short tutorial for you on a practice that I use almost every single day. It's a shaking tutorial. Shaking might seem a little awkward or silly or even embarrassing at first, but it's a really awesome way to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest mode. It's the mode that we tend to be in when we feel really safe, really comfortable, and really at ease. Most animals have some form of automatic shaking or vibrating that they do after they've experienced a traumatic or highly stressful experience. We have the ability to do this too. Our bodies will naturally shake when we're highly nervous as a way of helping to regulate from the initial stuck or freeze state that we enter. It's really awesome if you intentionally practice shaking every single day as a way of just helping to hit that reset button from what you experience in everyday life, whether you've experienced a really high stress, emotional, traumatic experience, or whether it's just from the load of working or feeling average stress, or especially if you're in this time where we're currently in a global pandemic, everyone's got lots of anxiety. So this is just a really good way to help nourish yourself and hit that reset button. You don't need anything for this practice, you just need yourself. If you're able to stand, awesome. If you're not able to stand, you can do aspects of this sitting down in a chair. So I recommend just being as comfortable as you can be, whatever clothing feels good on your body, and that's it. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit like and subscribe. Also, if there's something specific that you want to see from me, please feel free to comment below with your suggestions. All right, let's get started. All right, so like I said, we're gonna get started standing up, but if standing up doesn't work for your body, if you're navigating injury or you're just not able to stand for whatever reason, feel free to sit down in a chair. If you're doing this seated, you're gonna focus more on your upper body and your arms. So wherever you are, just take a deep breath. If you're standing, unlock your knees, so very soft bend in your knees. And just take one moment to close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Drawing your awareness down into the bottoms of your feet and really aware of your body in space. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. All right, so blinking the eyes open, we'll get started very simply, just with a little bounce in the knees. So again, if you're seated, this will be more emphasized just in your shoulders. The trick here is to not overthink it. So you're just gonna start to notice the part of your brain that comes on board and starts to say, this is weird, this is awkward, this is embarrassing, why am I doing this? You can acknowledge that part of your brain and try to just click into the feeling in your body. So again, without overthinking it, just find a bounce. Bounce it out. And truly, there's no wrong way to do this, right? See if you can allow your body to be as loose as possible. We all have areas where we might be stiff or armored or just a little stuck. There might not be a lot of movement or fluidity there. And that's totally okay. But sometimes if we just notice where those spaces are, we're able to help free them up. Huh? So again, no wrong way to do this. Doesn't need to look like me. All you're looking for is this sense of looseness in your body so that everything can really bounce. And you might start picking up the pace, bouncing it out, bouncing it out. And when you don't overthink it, your body just goes with it, right? It just starts to move. So you might get that nice lymphatic activation where the lymphatic system can get a really awesome release. And sometimes when we're first starting to practice this, we can get a little jagged with the movement. Like maybe you start to really isolate the bouncing just in the lower part of your body. And then you realize, oh, my upper body's not really moving. So then you try to move your upper body and your upper body ends up moving more than your lower half of your body. And that's okay. Again, this isn't about perfection. It's just about getting that really good shake, right? Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. So especially if this feels awkward or weird or silly or embarrassing, let yourself go with that completely. You can let yourself laugh. You might feel your face flush. You might have roommates or people nearby that are looking at you awkwardly, that are like, what is going on over there? And you just say, it's cool. We're bouncing it out. We're shaking it out, right? So just keep going. Do your best not to overthink it. It might feel more natural for you to start to turn this into a sort of rhythmic, dancey movement, which clearly isn't my comfort zone. I automatically lose that rhythm. But if that's what's more comfortable for you, feel free to go with that. Otherwise, it might even start to feel more natural to be more rumbly or shaky in the body. And that's cool too. For me, I feel that really good zone when there's more of a bounce and a sway. Again, check in with your body. Notice if there are places that are stuck or frozen, and try to just let them soften, even if they don't end up moving today or ever. Can they still be soft and loose? At this point, you might be noticing tingling sensations in your body. You're probably feeling your heart rate elevate. Maybe you're even starting to sweat a little bit. That's awesome. Again, notice if there's part of you that comes on board and says, this is weird, I don't want to keep doing this. And of course, if it really doesn't work for you, you don't ever have to do it. But see if you can just notice the part of our brain that's learned over years that it's better to sit still, right? Or to really express ourselves and take up space is something that's bad, something that we should be ashamed of. And just let yourself move. We don't have that much longer. Keep letting your body shake, bounce, dance it out, whatever it is. Get yourself as loose as possible, almost as if you felt like your muscles were loosening from the bone. Keep bouncing, keep shaking it out. And as you do this, let it just be natural. Find that your lungs are really open, so maybe your body's naturally taking deep breaths as you start to tire out a little bit. And just let the lungs be open. Do your best not to hold your breath. Keep shaking it out. It does get tiring, right? Notice, where can there be more movement, even if you're sitting down? Is it in your hands, your fingers, your shoulders, your hips, even your face? And at this point, I'm going to encourage you, if there's something that wants to move out of you, let it happen. So if you have a desire to let out even feelings of agitation or anger or sadness, make sounds and let it out. If it comes out as laughter, awesome. If you need to make a little, weird sound, flubber your lips, be animalistic about it, give yourself permission to do that. It's totally cool if it's weird, right? Your body will thank you for the fact that you're giving it the room to just do what it wants to do, right? Shake it out. Remember, it doesn't need to look like mine. Shake it out, bounce it out, dance it out. Keep going. We're almost at the end. Keep allowing deep breaths, open lungs, sounds of any sort to come out. Move and breathe. Move and breathe. You're always free to close your eyes too if that feels better. Keep shaking it out, bouncing it out. Shake it out, bounce it out. For this last moment here, can you just give it all you got? Even if the movement has to be more subtle, try to really just drop into the space where you're fully doing it, fully embodied. Shake it out, bounce it out, keep going, whatever way it wants to come out. For 5, give it a little more. 4, 3, it's okay, it's not so serious. 2, and 1. Ease your way into stillness. So just allow yourself a little bit of fluid movement. My body after that wants to just sway a little bit side to side. If you're standing, remember to have that soft bend in your knees. Notice what it is that you're feeling right now physically. Maybe you really notice those tingles throughout your body. Maybe you notice your heart pumping. Notice how open your lungs are. Maybe aware of some sweat. And check in with the emotional side of this. Are there emotions still under the surface that want to come out? It's okay if there aren't, and it's totally okay if there are. Give yourself that full permission right here to be exactly as you are. Whether you feel wonderful and grounded, like a complete mess, or bored or just disconnected, it's all okay. If it feels good for you, you can take one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly, just starting to settle in even more now into stillness. Take some deep breathing. Root down through your feet. Can you really feel the bottoms of your feet? The texture of the floor beneath them? Feeling your whole body stretching up through space. Just taking a moment to allow yourself to simply be here right now. Take a deep breath in. Let out a big sigh. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Big sigh out. If your eyes are closed, you can blink them open. The trick with that is to truly not overthink it. We all have those parts of our inner dialogue that wants to come in and nitpick what it is that we're doing. And of course, in our day-to-day lives, there's always things that we can list that we could improve upon, that we could do better or more consistently. And there's times where that serves a purpose. When it comes to this shaking practice, as just a means of really getting embodied and hitting that reset button, there's no way to do it wrong, right? And each time that you do it, you might notice there are those layers that peel back, where the more that you do it, you eventually come to this place where there's just total freedom in who you are. You no longer care about what you look like. You no longer care about how it's coming out. You're not embarrassed of the sounds that you're making. There's just this really lovely, primal sense of awareness happening. And it's totally cool if you don't get there right away. Right? Again, the trick is to just do your best not to overthink it, acknowledge the part of your brain that wants to overthink it, and really just do your best to be completely in the moment with it. I find for me, I really benefit from doing this when I do it first thing in the morning. I tend to do an easy little stretch to start with, then I shake it out, and then I do my yoga practice. So that might feel like a natural progression for you. It's also super helpful if you've just had a very stressful experience, a tough conversation on the phone, a weird interaction with somebody, a fight with your partner, whatever those things could be, to take that space and even just for 3 minutes, do this practice, shake it out, feel that reset, give yourself that full permission to allow feelings and emotions to come out. Otherwise, they stay stuck in the body, and they can cause all sorts of other issues. That's a conversation for another day. But it's really just about giving yourself the freedom to be exactly as you are and to just move and shake it out. I hope it worked for you.